this video, I will show you a new feature available in Nerdio Manager version 3.1 and newer called user-driven auto-scaling mode for personal host pools. The reason for this feature is to accommodate the scenario where you want the users to trigger their VM to be turned on upon logon. So this is a feature that Microsoft released recently into general availability called Start VM on Connect. And the way that works is a VM is powered on when the user attempts to connect from their AVD client. Now, in order to have the most efficient and cost-effective way to run such a host pool, and we're going to focus on personal host pools today, is to make sure that those VMs are turned on when users log in using the Start and Connect feature, but they're also stopped when users are no longer connected to that VM or no longer logged in to that VM. And that is where the user-driven mode comes in. So let's take a look at an existing single user personal desktop we have. Let's go to auto scale and configure. And what you'll notice is there is a new selection called auto scale mode. And there is now two options. There is what's called a schedule based mode. And all of these settings here are exactly as they were before. So this is a schedule driven configuration where you define working hours and you tell the system what to do at the start of working hours, at the end of working hours. This is more an administrator driven scheduling of when VMs should be on or off. And then there is this simplified mode called user driven rather than schedule based. So user-driven mode has very little configuration to it, and here's what it includes. It is going to cause VMs to be started when users connect, and desktops are going to be stopped when users log off after a certain number of minutes. So for example, you never want this to be less than 10 minutes because it could cause the machine to get turned off while a user is logging in and their VM is being powered on. That can take several minutes. But you can say like, hey, as soon as a user logs off, within 30 minutes, I want that desktop automatically stopped. And that's all you need to select here in order to enable this user-driven mode. So let's go ahead and click Save and Close. And if we look under the auto scale column here next to the direct connect pool, we can see we are in user-driven mode. VM start and connect is enabled, and stop after log off is set to 30 minutes. Now, if you want to introduce some additional scheduling, for example, maybe you want to automatically log off disconnected sessions, or you want to cause idle sessions to be disconnected automatically, all of that can easily be done with session time limits. This is configured on the properties page by going to session time limits right here. We can enable time limits, and we can say how long after a user is disconnected should they be logged off, how long after a user has been idle should the session be disconnected. And from here, you can control what happens before that user is logged off. Once the user is logged off, the timer starts on that 30 minutes we configured. And after 30 minutes, as long as the user does not reconnect back to that machine will be stopped and you will no longer be paying for that Azure consumption. I hope you found this useful, and I look forward to seeing you in future videos.